morning, CHS. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Elijah.
And now it's time for CHS Today. Student Council will meet today during SRE in Ms. Combs' room. Please make sure to attend. We will be voting on the homecoming theme for next year and finishing up Teacher Appreciation Week.
National Honor Society and tutoring hours are due to Mrs. Bomber by the end of the day on Friday. You must upload them to Google Classroom and turn the paper copies in. See Mrs. Bomber or Mrs. Dave ASAP if you have issues with your hours.
This Friday, the CHS Choral Department will host their spring concert in the Robert E. Wise Auditorium. This year's theme is Here Comes the Sun and will begin at 7 Friday evening. There's no entry fee, but donations are encouraged. So if you love music and want to see a good show, come out to the auditorium on Friday.
Elections for 2024-2025 NHS officers will be next week. If you are interested in running for office, you must turn in your letter of intent by noon on Tuesday, May 14th. See Google Classroom for more details.
NHS seniors will meet briefly before school next week to get your NHS tassels. You can vote on the day to meet on Google Classroom.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week. Let's show appreciation for our English teachers today.
Thank you, Ms. Showles, for teaching me many life lessons inside and out of the classroom.
An English teacher I'm thankful for is Ms. Schroeder because freshman year she made English class very enjoyable and welcomed me into school.
Thank you, Mr. Boggs, for being an awesome sauce kind of guy.
I'm thankful for Miss Sleet. Her class was super easy. She was very patient with her students, and she was overall a lot of fun.
I'm thankful for Mr. Davis because he was always a really nice teacher and always made class fun.
The yard signs for 2024 graduates are now available for pickup in the front office. You may pick these up anytime as you leave school for the day.
On this day in history, the first Japanese immigrant arrived in the United States. A 14-year-old fisherman by the name of Manjiro is considered America's first Japanese immigrant, arriving in the country on May 7, 1843 by way of a whaling ship. The boy and his crew were caught in a violent storm with their ship, eventually washing up on a desert island far away from their coastal Japanese village. They were eventually rescued by an American whaling ship, and now Manjiro was adopted by an American captain, William Whitfield, and he was brought back to the States to the captain's home in Massachusetts.
A U.S. Army sergeant stationed in Korea has been detained in Russia, accused of stealing from a woman. The U.S. has long been trying to secure the release of two other Americans who it considers to be wrongfully detained in Russia. Paul Whelan, a former Marine, has been imprisoned in Russia since 2018 after he was accused of spying, which the U.S. and his family have said are shame charges. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison in 2020. Americans traveling to the country could be singled out for detention by Russian government security officials. The U.S. has warned Americans for months not to travel to Russia and urged U.S. citizens to depart immediately.
The United Nations General Assembly declares May 25th as World Football Day. The day marks the 100th anniversary of the first international football tournament in history, with the representation of all regions as part of the 1924 Summer Olympic Games held in the French capital, Paris. The draft resolution was introduced by Libya's permanent representative of the United Nations. It was eventually adopted by more than 160 countries.
Lunch for tomorrow will be pulled pork with barbecue sauce, pickles, steak fries, and a hoagie roll. Other options include a Nashville hot chicken sandwich or hot and spicy chicken nuggets, both served with a side of oven-baked curly fries and a dinner roll.
I think we might be starting to have some summer weather. How's it looking, Eli?
You know, I think so too. Looking into our 14-hour forecast, at 5 p.m. we have partly cloudy, 81 degrees. Looking into 10 p.m. we have 68 degrees with a 70% chance of thunderstorms. Looking into 7 a.m. we have 64 degrees and a 40% chance of rain. Now, let's take a look into our 3-day forecast here. On Thursday, we have a high of 71 and a low of 48 with a 50% chance of rain. Yes, rain. Now, looking into Friday, we have a high of 65 and a low of 50 with partly cloudy. Now, looking into Saturday here, we have a high of 67 and a low of 46 with a 50% chance of rain. Well, that's all for weather. Now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Eli.
Now over to Yosef with the sports.
guys. Sports action for tonight is varsity softball at home against East Central at 5:30, JV baseball away against Winchester at 5:30, varsity baseball away against Nicetown at 5:30, and JV softball at home against East Central at 7. Sports action for tomorrow is boys golf at East Central against East Central, Lawrenceburg, and South Dearborn at 5. Girls tennis away against Greensburg at 5. Co-ed track and field away against South Dearborn at 5:30. Varsity softball away against Batesville at 5:30. Varsity baseball at home against South Dearborn at 6. And JV softball at home against Mount Vernon at 6. That's all for sports. Now back to the desk for birthdays.
Joseph. Birthdays for today are Sydney York, Dave Gray, Landon Likens, and Lila Kinman.
The only birthday for tomorrow is Jason Sherwood.
Happy birthday. I'm Kendall.
I'm Elijah.
I'm Yosef.
And I'm Eli.
And that's all for CHS Today.